frame for the mobility scooter. So I got the steering mechanism and stuff. Nice flat platform. So hopefully everything works well and I put it together and make what I want to out of it. And you'll soon see what it is. Here's a view of the motor and gearbox. I just cleaned all the mud off of it. See if I can get it ready. This thing has a transmission by the looks of it. I'm not sure. It might be forward and reverse. I'm not really sure about that. I'll find out in a little bit. I think I found out what this lever was for. It's an emergency brake. Click it on, it locks up the gearbox. So just the emergency brake. I guess I'll tear off all the stuff I don't need. I'm not going to use these contacts, so I'm just going to eliminate them. Get everything off that I don't need, strip her down, get her ready to rebuild. Okay, one scooter officially stripped down. That's all there is to it. So I'll need a base on there, and we'll start with that. And gonna have to find something for a steering handle. Let me take a look at that too. Okay, I'm making a motorized work platform, something I can haul my generator around. I don't have to drag it around or use a dolly and strap it in and all blah blah blah. You know, this is just gonna drive around and move stuff for me. I got a piece of plastic that was a seat bottom for a boat, and pretty tough plastic, so as you can see it's got some reinforcement underneath here, so maybe it'll hold up. It should, but I already cut this down, so I'm gonna put this in here on this platform and change this old scooter round into a piece of work machinery for the garage. So first step was to tear everything apart. Now I got to put everything back together. I'm probably going to run this at 12 volts straight. I don't think I'm going to have variable speed or anything. It's a 24 volt system, but it seems to run at a reasonable speed at 12. I can always change it, but for right now I'm just going to go forward and reverse on 12 volts and probably use something like this for a battery. I'm going to use two of these 25 amp hours. I'll put them in parallel and that should do the job. So they usually come with 20 or 30 amp hour batteries on these little scooters, so this should work. Alright, wish me luck. I was pretty fortunate. There happened to be 4 tabs underneath here, okay, that were already welded to the frame, so I'm drilling, countersinking, and that way I could put a bolt down through there, okay, and I'm not on the end. I'm not going to do anything else except maybe put a little Loctite on there to keep it in place for a long time, I hope. And that'll be good for the deck. This is nice stuff, and I think it'll slide well and wear well. I think it's going to be just fine. Well, there you go. Got the platform on. 4 number 12 countersunk screws, bolts. And take note that I made sure that I had a cutout for the swivels on the tires. So now we got turning radius. Got clearance for that. And for the steering, I think what I'm going to do is have something like the old wagon, toy, kids' wagons. Some sort of handle like that. Because all I need to do is just sort of steer it. That's going to do all the driving. But I'm not going to make remote control steering or anything. I could, but I ain't doing it. I'll just put a handle on there that I can pull, sort of lead the steering. I should be able to take a ride on this thing when it's done. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to do one more thing. Reinforce down here. Let me see if I can't tell if that's in focus or not. But anyway, there's some tabs down here at the bottom, and let me see. Yeah, there it is. Tab right here. Okay, it's a little weak, but it's perfect for standing this thing up on the back end. I can stand it straight up in the air. So that's what I'm going to do, make a little reinforcement for this, and that way I can lift it straight up and down and not have to worry about it tipping over. So, take up less space in the shop. Okay, continuing on. I guess it's time for the electrics. Always remember to oil your tools when you're cutting. Make sure you put oil on there. If you have regular cutting oil, that's great. If you don't, any nice heavy oil will do the job. Okay, it doesn't take much. You don't need fancy tools. Okay, my pocket wrench works fine. And there you go. Threads are us. Done. Crank 'em in, crank 'em in. There you go. Not too bad. I can live with that. Yeah, maybe just a little bit down. There we go. Feels pretty good. Oh, that's a tight fit. Just underneath. Very good. There's my stand for batteries. Feels solid, looks solid. It ought to work. And it does stand right up, just like I hoped it would. See the bottom leg? Right there. So it stands vertical, and you just tilt it down whenever you want it and stand it back up. It stays right there. I know I'll get a lot of use out of this. I have this little kit to make hose clamps, so I think I'm gonna utilize this for my battery mount. Pretty nifty little setup. All you do is trim this to the end that you need, to the size that you need, and put it on there. Pretty easy. Just weave it in there. Anyway, might use that to hold my batteries down. We'll see. Let me think about it. Well, for right now, I guess that's gonna have to do. I presume you're in focus. I think so. Alright, anyway, you see how this clamp works. I just put some foam around here to make this thing stiff so that these batteries don't move around. I don't want something too solid that I crack the case. And it's pretty tight.
So that'll do. That'll hold it in place, and maybe get me started anyway. If I want something different, I can always change it, but for right now, for the test, let's see how this stuff works. I think it'll be fine. Okay, well, I decided to just go with forward for the moment. I have a driver for this motor coming, and I also could just do some extra searching and find the one from this. But anyway, for right now, I'm just going to put a relay on there. Forward only, no biggie. And I have it set up. There she goes. Okay. So, we'll see what happens. And what do you see? I saw a flash in the camera, huh? I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm going to take it out and see if it'll pull my behemoth butt around and go from there. It should. Let me see if it runs. Well, there it is. It runs. Runs me around. Let me see if I can get you situated where you can watch it a little bit. Okay. We'll try this. Pulls me around. I guess that's all it's supposed to do. It runs. Now let's see if I can get my generator on it and drag it up the hill. I have this set up so that I can like walk in front of it. Okay, and then push the button. Pretty neat. I think it'll work. Yippee! Another tool for the job. Okay, here's the final, for the time being, circuit. You notice I have this coil of stainless steel welding wire. It has nickel and chrome in it. Some may understand that. It's a resistive load. So as soon as I let go of the relay, that kicks in and dead shorts the motor and gives me some dynamic braking. So it slows the thing down when you're going down hills. Let off the trigger and it slows itself down. So I got a 40 amp automotive relay there, and whoops, there I'm leaning up against a bunch of stuff. Anyway, 40 amp automotive breaker, and that's how I got it to work. The other one, the solid state one, did not work very long. I don't think it liked the inrush current, so I got rid of it and put that coil type relay in there. But it works good. I just hauled a load of wood with it. It was fine. So, another job done. Cool beans.